Now, most COVID vaccine mandates in the United States include an exemption for religious reasons, but not all. Those exceptions don't exist for healthcare workers in Maine and New York who are challenging the rules. The Supreme Court has so far upheld the requirements, but that could change. Karina Huber has more.
The majority of COVID-19 vaccine mandates in the United States have withstood legal challenges. But for those without a religious exemption, it's murkier territory.
The trend there is really unmistakable. You're looking at religious freedom-based arguments. So these are really the only arguments that are seeing any sort of headway in courts right now.
Historically, the U.S. Supreme Court did not require a religious exemption from a general rule like a vaccine mandate. But over the past year, the justices have indicated they support tightening protections for religious freedom. The Supreme Court has allowed a mandate for healthcare workers in the state of Maine to stay, despite not including a religious exemption. But 3 justices dissented, indicating that mandates that don't include a religious exemption could be overturned in the future. In New York, plaintiffs are asking the Supreme Court to hear a similar case.
I think we can hope that they will, and they can, on existing precedent, decide that vaccine mandates do not require a religious exemption, but we can't be sure.
The mandate for healthcare workers in New York originally included a religious exemption, but was later removed. Legal expert Dorit Rice says she isn't surprised. In 2019, the state faced a measles outbreak centered mainly among ultra-Orthodox Jews, some of whom refused routine childhood vaccinations on religious grounds.
So New York says, we've been there before. We've seen that religious exemption leads to more outbreaks. I think that's a reasonable point of view.
Anti-vaccine groups have reportedly been providing pointers on what to say to get a religious exemption. Many are believed to be abusing the exemption to avoid getting vaccinated for other reasons. Rice believes in the debate over religious freedom during a pandemic, public health should take precedent.
The fact that you're sincere about religion doesn't make the harm suddenly disappear. And states may say, sincere or not, we have good reason not to want religious exemption because they increase COVID outbreaks which kill and harm people.
Karina Huber, CGTN.